Hey guys, Mr. Biz here. Hey, wanted to jump on real quick. This will be a quick one, I promise. This came up earlier this week, and I've been wanting, I should say, to do a video on this. And it's something that almost all businesses face, again, at one point or another, and that is how to improve your cash flow via how you invoice. So these are some things you could implement literally tomorrow and have an almost immediate impact on, positive impact on your cash flow. So there's a couple obvious things, but again, this happens so often. They're obvious things, but I often see that they're not done properly. So the first thing is to bill immediately. You want to start that clock. The faster you bill, the faster you get paid. Repeat after me. The faster you bill, the faster you get paid. You want to start that clock. You want to get that clock going so people can see, get the invoice and get started processing, right? Some places are inefficient. You want to get that clock going as quickly as possible. So bill immediately. Very, very important. The other thing, I see this often, and I actually have a little bit of a prop here to show, is to clearly state your terms on your invoice. So very, very important. You want to make sure as soon as they see that invoice, they know exactly how you play, how you roll. You want to be able to show them that. So for example, you want to be able to show if you have a late penalty, right? So I know a lot of small business owners will tell me, hey, it's kind of awkward. And I get it, it is, right? When you call someone or you send them an invoice and you say, hey, by the way, you're late, so now you owe a penalty, especially if it's a long-term customer or anything like that. But if you establish that from the start, look, these business owners, these people you're dealing with that you're invoicing, more than likely are business owners themselves. So they get it. They understand what a pain in the neck it is to get paid late. So you want to show those penalties on the invoice. And then the other thing is, and this one's critical, this one's really, really important, and I'm going to show you an example here, actually kind of a bad example. But make sure you include dates. This is another one that I don't see people use often enough. So for example, you would say something like, if you pay, so let's say you give a discount for if they pay within 5 days. So you send it on the 1st and you say, if payment is received, not sent, received, you have it by the 5th, then the payment is X. So let's say, the invoice is $1,000, and if they pay within 5 days, it's $980. They save $20, right? So you want to spell that out on the invoice and literally say, if payment received by October 5th, payment is $980. If payment received by October 30th, 30 days, and if you're net 30 days, then it's $1,000, the normal price. If it's received on October 31st or later, it is $1,000 plus whatever your penalty is. And you can have a progressive penalty. We've talked about this on some other videos before, but you can have a progressive penalty that say, hey, if you're 1 to 10 days late, it's this much. From 11 to 20 days, it actually goes up, etc., and it becomes more progressive. So let me see if I can flip this thing around and show you this invoice. I wanted to walk through it a little bit with you. All right. So hopefully you can see this invoice. I've tried to redact all the pertinent information to not call anyone out directly, but what you see here is everything looks fine. It's simple. You want to keep it simple, right? You don't want to make it too confusing. I had another example I was going to show you guys that was a really bad example, actually. So they've got terms down here, which is good, right? You keep that as the fine print, as they say. But this lays out, you probably can't read it because it's really small, but it lays out a lot of the very specific things that you do and don't do, right? So that's very good. This up here clearly states what it is, number of pieces, etc., the price, whatever. Here are the problems as far as cash flow. So you can see down here, and I've got a big old red X and it's circled. So first of all, they don't ask for a down payment. Big mistake, big mistake. So even if you just ask for materials as a down payment, so you don't show up and do the job, and at least you're not out the materials. So certainly you should look at doing this. This is a mistake, especially in this industry. This is actually a window film tinting company. So at a minimum, they could say, hey, you need to pay for materials up front. And then you see balance due upon completion. Well, what if I say, hey, invoice me? So there's nothing on there, there's nothing in this fine print that you probably can't read that shows, hey, if I'm late, like I was telling you, the transparent dates, there's nothing in there that shows that. What if I pay early? Do I get a discount? There's nothing in there. So this is good that it's simplified and it's easy to read. It's not too confusing, right? It kind of lays things out, but it needs to add some elements. So again, in this section here is where I would lay out the exact thing I was telling you earlier with the dates. Let me flip this back around. So I would lay out those dates there and show them again. If payment's received by this date, if it's received by this date, you tell them exactly, so they know, they have a goal in mind. Hey, I got to pay this by whatever. So maybe they follow some of the things that I've mentioned before, and in my book, How to Be a Cash Flow Pro. So maybe they're trying to do things like they're going to pay it, if it's due in 30 days, they're going to pay on day 29. They're going to pay as late as possible, right? Well, if you spell that out exactly on the invoice with the date, specific date on there, it will help tremendously. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. We have implemented these things at a bunch of different businesses that I've helped. It has made, again, almost an immediate impact on their cash flow positively, where people see it, they know how you roll, they know what to expect, and it's not an awkward conversation. If you have it spelled out on there that if you pay, we receive your payment after a certain date, that it's going to be, you owe more, then it's not an awkward conversation or it's not an awkward email when someone says, hey, because think about this, and we've had this happen before, where we've done this and we've laid it out, and the person would call on 3 days late and say, hey, I got this thing from you that says I owe an extra whatever, $20. What the heck? And you say, oh, well, you know what? Let me take a look at that. So you're paid up, right? Your invoice is paid, and of course they go, they kind of sheepishly slash embarrassingly say, no, actually it's not. Oh, well, you know what? You got to get that thing paid up, and this won't be an issue. People get it. Again, most of the people, if you're dealing with a B2B type of thing, they are a business owner. They understand. They get it. So that's it for today, guys. Hopefully a couple of tips here, cash flow wise, that are going to help you out. Thanks for watching these things. I apologize for those who saw a previous video. Mr. Man, he's taking a little nap right now. So Mr. Man, the bearded dragon that was in the last video, he's taking a little nap. He's in his trailer on the air conditioning. Trailer meaning he's a star now. We'll talk again soon, guys. Thanks for watching again, and till next time, we'll see you.